You may recognise Freya from a mock test video in which she failed, didn't you?
Yes.
And you have a real test very soon, in about 4 lessons time. 4 lessons away from the test, I expect my pupil to know how to do everything. However, they may not be reliable at everything. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be commenting on how Freya is driving so she can learn and you can learn. I'm going to be commenting on what she's doing well and what she's not doing very well. Ready?
Yes, I'm
Hill
ready.
start?
Yes.
Let's go. Are you feeling confident about your test?
We'll see after today's lesson.
Okay.
No, I think so.
Remember, there are people watching you, but it's not in real time. They'll probably see this after you've done your driving test.
Yeah.
So no pressure. So we're doing a hill start here. She's observing as she's preparing, which is good. Although her blind spot got a little bit old there. She was looking a lot in her mirrors. She did a blind spot and then she got going a little bit later. Ideally the blind spot should happen and then we should get going within a second or two of that. And she let off the clutch a little bit early, so it was a little bit jerky. The clutch hadn't quite finished doing its job there. Nice approach to these Cura cars on the brow of that hill. She approached them slowly, ready to let people finish, before she now committed to going past them, and she checked her mirrors before moving out and she's checked them before moving in. Coming up behind this grey van, she's slowing down, ready for the oncoming car, and waiting, trying to keep a good view by staying to the right, checking her mirrors before moving out. This is all good. And now we're moving, looks clear. She's using both her mirrors, not just moving ahead. That's why sometimes I visually look at Freya, sometimes I just use the corner of my eye to see what she's doing. To check up to see if she is actually checking them or just nodding and looking for the sake of it. It soon becomes apparent when something happens and my pupil doesn't notice. Lovely speed approaching this parked car on the right. She used her speed so the oncoming car had finished passing the parked car before she reached the parked car. Don't worry, Freya, things are going to get harder soon. You're more than capable of dealing with this road. A little bit. Now I'll take that back. I was going to say a little bit slow there, but you were waiting for that car to get out of the way, weren't you?
Yeah.
End of the road left. Good speed. Good position. I like it. I like how she wasn't looking right too early there. She was actually focusing on the car. And she only looked right when she was close enough that she could actually make a decision. Although you were a little bit wide pulling out. You needed a bit more steer there.
Yeah.
Do you need help with that, or do you think you can improve that yourself?
I will try and improve it.
Did you see that you were wide?
Yes, yeah.
There is a cycle lane here, but it has a broken line. What does that mean?
You should try and avoid going through it, but if you need to, you can use it.
Not really.
Oh.
Kind of. It means that you should not drive in it unless it's necessary and you can see it's safe to do so.
Yeah.
Here it is necessary to drive in the cycle lane because the road's not wide enough. Okay, good. She waited until she could see before she went. She didn't just follow the last car through there, she checked herself. And now we've got a bit of a tricky situation because there's a lot of cars coming, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions or do you know what to do?
I'm not sure. I'm just waiting until there's a big enough gap that I can edge forward and go and then commit myself. If that is
Someone
the
might
correct
give
way.
way as well, mightn't they?
Yeah.
So look out for that. That's what I'm really looking for there. It's interesting what you said there about committing. Make sure you check your left mirror there
Yeah.
before you move back in. Obviously, if you start when no one's coming, you're committing, but you shouldn't really commit if someone's coming.
Yeah.
Can you fit?
I'm not sure.
Let's wait then. If you're not sure, that means don't go. Don't know, don't go. How can you tell if you can fit?
Can I see myself in the spot?
So that Qashqai in front of us with a damaged boot, can you fit that in the space?
Only just barely.
Yeah, it's questionable, isn't
Yeah.
it? So probably best not to go. So what I'm looking for here is someone who might give way. I'll go over to the right a bit more. big turn to the right. That's it. So now you're asking a bit more, aren't you? And people are more likely to give way, you see. If you position yourself so that it looks like you want to go, people are more likely to let you go. Did you check your left mirror before coming back there?
No, I didn't.
Very important there. We're very slow. Been waiting. Cyclists can catch up with you.
Yeah.
That's more likely when you may get a minor on your test. It's quite an important one. So, are we going to have to wait in the middle or not? What do you think?
We might have to wait in the middle.
How do you know
Because
that?
it's a green light and not a green arrow.
And what have you got in front of you at the moment?
Another turning right lane.
Yeah, we've got traffic in front of us. So that means that they're going to be coming as we go.
Yeah.
Do you know where to wait?
Before the arrows in the middle.
Yeah, just before the middle. We don't want to actually drive on the middle.
Yeah.
You're in neutral, that's good. You're not holding that clutch down. Not unnecessarily wearing the release bearing. Your foot's still on the brake. Some people would advise having the handbrake up. You don't have to have the handbrake up. And it's bright daylight at the moment, so the brake lights aren't going to be bright. It can be more important to have the handbrake up if you're at the front of the queue,
Okay, yeah.
because that's where people will be crossing in front of you, although where they're crossing is very far away at the moment, and I can't see how someone's going to be driving very quickly from behind because there's dead end behind. Lovely position. See, just off to the right, just before the middle, you can see the oncoming cars. Good, you checked into the road and you're still checking to see who's coming. Gone carefully because your view was poor. That's nice. You're aware of what's ahead, you were aware of where you were going. Find the next safe place to pull over, please. Very good. Let's have a look. That's good. Well within a drainage width for the curb, so that's good enough. Move away when you're ready. Actually, before you do, any questions about any of that?
No, I don't think so.
Any questions about your driving test?
Not at the moment. I don't think so.
And how do you feel about this style of lesson at the moment?
It's definitely making me more accountable for everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because it's being caught on camera.
But it's not just a camera. It's not really a lesson, is it?
No, it's more of like
It is kind of a lesson.
test. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an assessment, an ongoing assessment. So you're aware of what you're doing,
Yeah.
where you're
Definitely.
going, what you're doing well, what you're doing poorly. Instead of you just being quiet,
Yeah.
you're getting information. Anyway, so move away when you're ready. So again, a lot of looking in the wing mirror, not very much looking up here. That gives you a true image of what's behind. And there's a lot of oncoming cars there. So I advise using the signal if there's anyone around to move
Yeah.
away. Just in case they plan to use our side of the road. The oncoming car might think, oh, you know what, I'm going to park over there. And they don't know you're about to move away. So if there's anyone around, signal before you move away. If there's no one around, then you don't need to. What does the island on the zebra crossing mean to you? Was it?
That they're two separate crossings.
So if someone's on the other side of the road, on the pavement on the other side of the road, would you have to wait for them?
No.
Not until they got to the island. Next hazard.
The middle crossing.
It's
That's not really a
narrow,
crossing.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And this black car may be hiding someone. It was hiding that motorbike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it could hide someone who was crossing, and it's exactly where people cross. You want to be cautious there, because you can't go away from the parked car, because the island, so you
Yeah.
can't give space. So if you can't give space, you've got to reduce speed. What's next?
The mini roundabout.
Yes, and I'm still deciding which way to go. And I think I'm going to get you to go left at this mini roundabout, because if I get you to go ahead, it's tricky for one reason. If I get you to go left, it's tricky for another, for something else later. And I'm going to try and make this as hard as possible, because you're pretty good now. And that's the whole point now. If you took a test now, you would pass more than you would fail.
That's good to know.
But you're not good enough for me yet. Not good enough for me. It needs to be like you. Very unlikely you're going to fail.
Nope.
She's looking right a lot. She's not looking for shields. She's got to do both, because if she's only looking at who she needs to give way to, she's going to miss shields, and that is actually one of her weaknesses.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
You either look at the shields or you look to see who's coming, but you've
Yeah.
got to be checking both ways. A bit like when you come to the end of the road, you check left and right. Same at mini roundabouts. Where's your opportunity? Who do you need to wait for? They're both the things you need to check for. Next problem.
Zebra crossing.
Is it good?
Yes.
It's actually a parallel crossing. Not that it really matters, it just means cyclists are allowed to use that as well. But cyclists use all of them, so
Yeah.
it's irrelevant. But it's got a cycle lane next to the zebra stripes, the white stripes. Mersey on the sign. I'll give you a heads up, most people get this wrong. I'm going to tell you why, but most people get it wrong. And I will say there is 2 lanes here. The line has faded. Good position and good signal. Where most people get that wrong is they signal on approach because they think it's the first exit, not the second. So they look like they're turning left, but they go straight. So many people do that, like 90+%. I think Freya has done it a few times before,
Yeah.
and you've probably made that mistake yourself before, haven't
Oh,
you?
definitely.
So you missed the little exit on the sign, and of course if you're signalling left and going straight, that's dangerous. However, where I wasn't pleased is you were looking right too much when you'd committed.
Yeah.
I don't like it when you look right after committing. Why
Yeah.
do that? What are you going to do? Slam on the brakes when you see something in the roundabout? Have someone driving to the back of you? Once you commit, you commit. You must go. So Mersey on the sign. Good approach speed, jogging in second gear. Okay, only looking right, not at shields, but be quiet. She was only looking right, not at the shields, but to be fair to her, she didn't need to look for the shields because all the cars from the right were signalling to turn left, which means she didn't need to wait for them. On the second mini roundabout, she was only looking right again, but there was a continuous line of shields and she was aware of them somehow. Even though your head was that way, you seemed to be aware of them, and you dealt with that nicely. Good speed on approach, second gear. To begin with, gave her time to see who she needs to wait for and where her opportunity is. Instead of coming in fast and not having time to process the information. That's why I teach my pupils from the very beginning to walk and jog. If you don't know what that is, I'll leave a link on screen to a video about that. Does the pavement protect pedestrians?
No.
So you always got to think about if they're cycling on the pavement or walking on the pavement, what if they trip or fall over? Don't be fast near a pedestrian regardless of whether they're on a pavement or not. Forgot to tell you where to go on the sign. I've gone past it already. We're going ahead, second exit. So she's slowing down, she's preparing the gear, using the clutch gently to rev match, using the clutch. Nice speed approaching the junction, plenty of time for observations to make a decision. Good position, there's only one lane there, so she can use all the space and she didn't go on the overrun area and there was no need for her to do that. Going Colchester on the side, did you get that?
Yes.
Good. And again, same thing, preparing the car nice and early and using the clutch to match the revs gently. Haven't got to the stage of, and signalling to leave. Good. Haven't got to the stage of using the gas to rev match yet.
No.
Do you know how to do that?
No.
That's tricky. That takes a bit of practice. I don't generally get learners to do that unless they're really keen and want to give it a go.
Yeah, my mum always goes, "Oh, just put your foot on the gas a little bit when you come up," and I'm like, "No."
I like how she's giving a bit of space from these parked cars. Even though they're in a lay-by, they can still open doors and they can still hide people who may step into the road. I can see she's assessed the zebra crossing, and I'd like you to go towards row hedge on the sign, please. Lovely slowing down. Got down to walking speed, straight into first gear, and then she could see, and then she went. We could not see right at that roundabout until we were pretty much on the line because there was a fence to the right. You can do that mini roundabout jogging if you have a shield. Jogging means about 10 miles an hour in second gear because you can see your shields but you can't see to the right. Again, good speed, we're jogging. Got time to assess. If anything's coming from the right, she's got shield anyway there. A couple more things. What are they?
Zebra crossing.
Yep.
And now another mini roundabout.
Yep. And again, very comfortable. Went round the roundabout, went round the grass, and you're slow enough that within your own ability, your own level of skill, you're able to make a safe decision.
How long is the actual driving test? How long are you driving for?
38 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
You pull over on the left, please. And stop, a little bit wonky.
So.
You stopped before you'd finished straightening up. Your steering wheel is slightly turned, and that's something you do sometimes.
Yeah.
If I was to open the door and actually have a look, it's minimal. You're probably that much further at the back than you are at the front.
Okay, yeah.
But you are a bit wonky. Keep rolling until you're straight and the wheels are straight.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Move away when you're ready, please. This is a good location to stop. This is exactly the sort of place they'll get you to stop on your driving test, where there's lots of traffic, to see how you're going to deal with moving away in traffic. Okay, good observations. Don't think the blind spot check is necessary once we commit and get going. Just takes your eye off the road. But before you started moving, your observations were certainly good enough to make a decision to go. You had a question you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, it was connected to the timing of the test. How much time do you actually do proper driving? Because obviously you've got all the manoeuvres as well.
It's 38 to 40 minutes of the whole thing, including your manoeuvres. And it's got to be a minimum, I can't remember, I think it's a minimum of 30 minutes. There is a minimum. And if you don't reach that minimum, they'll get you to drive around the block or something.
Oh, okay.
So mini roundabout right. Yeah, don't quote me on that minimum. There is a minimum, I think it's 30 minutes. It might be slightly less than that or slightly more. Because sometimes you can do a driving test and the traffic happens to be abnormally quiet and you get back to the test centre early. If that's the case, they'll just take you on a little loop somewhere to add some time. Can you show me, now we're on a road that's good for it, how to use the cruise control? Okay, good. So you set it at 24. I know the camera, the only thing that camera covers up is that cruise control. You can't see the cruise number, can you? It says 27 at the moment. Yeah, if you lean your head a bit, you can see it. I position it so it doesn't cover your speed or your revs, but something has to be covered, and is the cruise control speed. So you set it at 30. How does it feel using cruise control?
It does feel weird. I feel like my feet shouldn't be not doing anything.
When you get used to it though, it's nice because your feet don't have to stay in a stable position. You can relax, you can drive longer, and you can keep your eyes on the road more. So we're approaching some parked cars on a bend downhill. The hill may not come across on camera. This is usually a dodgy bit of road. I'm feeling extremely comfortable right now. Freya's position is excellent. It's to the right, so she's asking to go through. She's positioned herself to help her go through, and she's taken the speed away because it was narrow. That felt very safe, very appropriate. Mini roundabout left. Again, we're still downhill. Looks like she's looking for shields as well as who to give way to, which is good to see. And she's got a shield. I would have still looked right there just before you went. We
Yeah.
had a shield, but a quick motorbike could have come there in
Yeah.
front of that lorry. I always like to still check, unless I time the shield perfectly. And that shield wasn't timed perfectly. We were
No,
going in
I
there when someone
went-
could have still come
yeah.
from the right. There was space. What's coming up?
Mini roundabout.
Right. Nice speed approaching the junction. She's jogging. Time to check to see if it's safe. Again, I feel very comfortable. This is a good sign. My main barometer for whether or not someone's ready is how comfortable they make me feel when they're driving. And at the moment, Freya is making me feel very relaxed, which is a good sign. Something I like to do is get my pupils to point out the junction. So instead of saying at the end of the road or mini roundabout, turn left, I get them to tell me the junction. So I ask them what's coming. They'll say mini roundabout. I'll say left. They find the junction for me. The ADI, the Alert Direct Identify, they can do the alerting. Good for forward planning. So what's coming up at the moment?
A mini roundabout. at the
How do you
bottom
know it's
of
a
the
mini
hill.
roundabout?
Um,
You must know the area.
Yes.
Because that sign means any kind of roundabout,
Yeah.
doesn't it? That triangular sign. Now you know it's a mini, you're going
Yeah.
left. Because it's the blue sign. Again, lovely approach. We've got to make this harder, haven't we? Really nice decision. Feel very safe. Let's go to the hardest mini roundabouts in town.
oh.
And then maybe I can get you on one of the harder roundabouts in town. 3 mini roundabouts. Left, ahead, left. Good luck.
Oops, sorry. I'm just gonna think about that. Left ahead.
Ignore now for the lights.
Yeah, so the mini roundabout, I got confused about the lane, and then I realised if I went in the right, I'd be going right at the next.
Totally understandable. What I liked about what you did there is you weren't sure what to do, you needed time, so you slowed down, took a moment to think about what to do at the junction you weren't 100% sure about, and then you did it safely. I had to nearly take the wheel though,
Yes.
because you were about to dart into the right lane. Now that makes me feel uncomfortable. That's a lesson there.
Yeah.
That's important. If you're in the wrong lane, you shouldn't dart into a different lane.
Yeah.
There was a car next to you coming up on your right there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
You're going to learn from that.
Yes.
Accept being in the wrong lane. Don't think, oh, I need that lane. You were in the right lane.
Yeah.
The correct lane, should I say. That's not what's relevant here. The fact you're in the correct lane or the incorrect lane, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Unless you know every road, everywhere you're ever going to drive, you're going to be in the wrong lane sometimes. Not always obvious. You just have to deal with it safely when you get the wrong lane.
Yeah.
And swerving into another lane without checking is not safe. And I will not let you do that. I'll grab that wheel if you go to do that. Say when to
Yeah.
commit.
No.
Good. Commit for the wigwags. Interesting fact about those traffic lights, the wigwag ones, 2 reds. Blue light vehicles can't cross them either.
Oh.
So this is probably the trickiest roundabout to do in the whole of the town. You're going right, 3rd exit.
Yeah.
Again, good luck. I'll assess, see how you do, and give you help if needed. Good lane choice. You don't get much opportunity. That car's right next to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you've got a queue of cars on your right. You don't get any opportunity other than the shield. Probably could have gone then,
Yeah.
but I was talking.
Sorry, I didn't
Carry
realise. Sorry.
So go round the roundabout now. Now mirror signal left and drift to the left. That's it. You can exit in the left lane or this lane. You should leave that signal on until you've finished leaving. So what happened at that roundabout then?
So I started committing, and then I wasn't sure what the silver car was doing, so I froze and stopped in the middle of the roundabout.
You didn't stop.
Well, no.
You slowed down, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why did you slow down?
Because I thought that the car was coming round.
Did you see me react?
To be honest, I was just scared.
Okay. I'm going to explain what happened there. I don't know if it came across on camera, if you could see what was going on, but it doesn't matter how experienced you are as a driving instructor. There are situations that you simply don't have control over sometimes. People may disagree with me, but here's an example. Your pupil might just slam on the brakes suddenly. Now, if you're teaching well, that's unlikely to happen because they're not going to be in a position where they panic and slam on the brakes. If you teach badly and take people on roads that are not ready for, that's more likely to happen, which is why I'm very structured. I have a syllabus and I build people up gradually. Otherwise, it's risky. What happened there was a car in the right lane coming round the roundabout. Now, that right lane is right only.
Yeah.
So they've got to come round. That silver car, it's not indicating right though. But cars in that lane come round the roundabout. Rarely do you see them leave. You started to go, and I thought that car's coming round, so I went to stop you. I wasn't going to allow you to go. But just as I went to stop you, I saw them steer and start to leave. I got confirmation, aha, they're not coming round. I'm not going to stop you now. You, after that, then slowed down in the roundabout. Either because you panicked about what was coming round, or because at the corner of your eye, without realising it, you saw me move for the brake. That made you doubt yourself, which made you slow down. And that's what I mean. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing the job, there are occasionally situations which you can get yourself into which are unavoidable. And when you're backseat driving, which is kind of what you're doing when you're driving instructor, because you're trying to help someone learn, that can be a problem. You can say, look out for something or watch that, and just as you say that, the situation changes, and that's exactly what happened there. I could see that it wasn't safe to go, so I went to stop her. Just as I went to stop her, it became safe to go, and then you reacted afterwards.
Yeah.
And slowed down in the roundabout when a van was coming into the roundabout. Now, I decided not to stop you fully because I could see the van was slow. I could see they weren't going to go into, and I thought the safest thing to do right now is to let you carry on through.
Yeah.
If that van was pulling away quickly and I thought there was a danger, I would have stopped you from moving any further into that roundabout. But there's a balance of dangers there. One is cars behind going to the back of us. One was a van. On that occasion, I saw the van as the least danger. I don't always go for whose fault it's going to be. You may think that's a good idea, but I know it's much more likely a car's going to go into the back of me if I suddenly stop at a junction than a car coming round the roundabout. If we're in their view and they can see us there, they're looking at us, they're less likely to go into you. Even though if they hit you there, as far as insurance goes, that would be our fault.
Yeah.
But I could see that it's not going to happen unless they deliberately want to drive into you.
Yeah.
They had plenty of time to let you finish. But yeah, you did make them slow down a bit, and we shouldn't do that.
No.
Right, so how can you help yourself with that? What can you learn from that? I've explained the instructor problem, but problem from your point of view.
I think it's just judgment. My judgment of the cars coming round and not going if I'm not sure. Because I saw them coming round and the silver car was like, it was in the right lane, but it wasn't indicating. So in my head, I was like, right, so it's coming round.
Does everyone indicate?
No, they don't.
Yeah. And that right lane generally means they're coming round. To be fair though, most people indicate right when they're going roundabouts.
Yeah.
Because they know if they don't, people pull out in front of them.
Yeah.
Many people don't signal to leave roundabouts because there's no negative effect to them. It's a selfish, it's a selfish thing to do. What I really should say is signalling to leave a roundabout is a selfless thing.
Yeah.
You're doing that to help other people. You're not doing it to help yourself.
No.
So if you're not thinking about other people and you are selfish, then you're not going to signal to leave roundabouts because it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
But it helps other people. That's why you should do it. What I think would help you with that is maybe a little bit of commentary from me as you're at a roundabout.
Yeah.
of who you're looking at, where the opportunity is. But that can also be difficult because I'm talking, Freya's listening, she's processing, and by the time all that has happened, the situation's changed.
Yes.
Which is why it's good to give you information and try and let you make the decisions.
Yeah.
And help make decisions without necessarily telling you what to do. We're going to try it again. It's right third exit. I'll give you a little bit of help this time. So mirror signal, that's good. Preparation and approach feels good. A few cars this time as well, that's good as well for practice. So that's silver cars coming round, aren't they?
Yeah.
That lane comes round. Get every inch you can forward to help you go and aim to go around the roundabout. So you're aiming straight, should be aiming over there.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got cars from your right, the outside lane coming round, that's your shield.
Yeah.
The inside lane isn't.
Yeah.
So that white car is coming round. We should be waiting for them. But the other white car isn't. We could go now.
Okay.
Good. Is that helpful?
Yes. Yeah.
So now, count your exits and try to drift to the left when you leave. So you should go towards the middle lane now. So unwind the wheel a little bit. That's it. Mirror signal left. And now you have the choice of leaving this lane or drifting to the left lane to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Change gear.
But you've got to be concise. At the moment you're on the line. So
Yeah,
either
okay.
stay in your lane or change. There, what you were doing is you got to the line, you stayed there,
Yeah.
and you did a gear change. I would have finished the lane change before the gear change.
Okay. Yeah.
Gear, Clacton on the sign.
Yeah.
Your gears are the lowest priority of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Let it rev a bit more, it's fine. Steer, carry on, change gear later. So we're going to do 3 mini roundabouts again.
Yeah.
This time we're going to go left, right, left. Say when to commit.
Now.
Good. Can you deal with these roundabouts?
Yeah. So we're going left, right, left.
You got it. Good start. She's positioning herself to the left to begin with because she knows she's going left. Reducing her speed. Got it below 30 by the 30 sign. Is she going to choose the correct lane? Yes, because she's going left then right. Good speed on the approach allowed her time to make a good decision and get a good lane. She's got a good lane again. Good observations, good decision. Little bit late drifting to the left there and no mirror checks.
Yeah.
That should have happened earlier and you should have signalled left earlier there. Could be a car on your left earlier than you.
Yeah.
A lovely position at this roundabout, leaving it clear until she has an exit. Very good. So the lane on your right is slow. I think you should go a bit faster. We are passing on the left, but we're not undertaking, we're not weaving, we're not moving from the right lane to the left lane to undertake and then go back to the right lane. The right lane is slow, so we can keep up with the flow of traffic in our lane here. It's a dual carriageway. What's the speed limit?
50.
That's right, and quite often this lane on the right is slow as they approach this junction as well. As we've got a straight, they've got a turn. Say when to commit.
Now.
Good, very important. This one's a high speed one. You see they've got a turn right there.
Yeah.
So often they will be slowing down. Quite often the left lane's going faster than the right lane on that bit of road. What's the speed limit now?
60.
You sure?
Oh no, it's 70.
It's got a central reservation.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a barrier, bit of grass, curb, but there is a separation between us and the other carriageway. That makes this one carriageway and the other side over there, the opposite flow of traffic, another carriageway. What do you see ahead? Can you change lane? That's it. Save you slowing down, which is probably a safer thing to do. I think this is your weakest bit, the country roads.
Probably.
Because you're too slow. You drive at the same speed on the bends as you do on the straight. Now we have practiced them, haven't we?
Yeah.
How fast should you go?
As fast, safe and legal.
Say that louder.
Safe and legal. As fast as you can while being safe and legal.
That's it, so people can hear you. And how should you position yourself?
On a right bend to the right, on a left bend. Oh, no. On a right bend to the left.
Just going to position yourself a little bit more right there, getting a bit close to that.
I'm getting confused.
Debris.
Left and right.
Try and stay to the left,
Yeah.
but not so close that you risk hitting stuff,
Yeah.
essentially. So don't go in the holes, don't hit the branches. See the branch sticking out there? Don't hit that, but that's too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you to the left now, that's too much. You don't need to be that far away. On right hand bends, it is better to try and stay as left as you can to improve your view. You're trying to see. Position yourself to see and be seen. On left bend, you can actually be a bit more in the middle and still see, probably see more. But on this right bend, you need to keep it on my side here so that you can see there. Speed wasn't too bad actually. So we've got a straight here, haven't we? If you're not braking for the bends, you're not driving fast enough. Let's go. That's it. Up a gear. What's the speed limit here? Nice position there.
40.
60, national. So a bit faster on this straight. That's it. Now brake, 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 down into third gear. That's it. Get the gear done. Gently release the brake. And now on the power gently to go around the bend and exit the bend into the straight. Some more gas now. Got a lovely straight. You can see you can stop quickly if you need to. Up into fourth. We'll be doing the emergency stop later in this. Brake now. Brake a bit more. But I'll give you warning before we do the emergency stop. Don't worry. As you know, you've done it enough times for me to know the drill. Now slow down a bit more. Down into third gear. You can't see very far. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You're speeding up when you can see and slowing down when you can't. And you're trying to keep the car left, but without risking hitting anything on the side. So I'm going to get you to do the emergency stop. You know the drill, don't you?
Yes.
Hand out to say stop. Don't stop unless I put my hand out to say stop. And you may see me look behind. Any questions about how this will be done on the test?
They always pull you over, don't they?
Always, absolutely. They will not
Okay.
spring it on you. You're not going to be driving. Suddenly they say stop. It's not like the cartoons or whatever,
Yeah.
or the
Okay.
comedy shows. Any questions about it?
No, I think that's just you stop.
Any questions about what to do after you've stopped?
Yeah, so when you're in the middle of the road, you can't let it move until they say stop, can you?
Until they say to go, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, so they have to be like, okay, emergency stop is over now.
No,
And then you...
they don't say that. But if you stop the car
Yeah.
and then let it roll, that's a big problem.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Stop, keep it stopped. That's why it's recommended you secure the car after the emergency stop, although you don't have to. It's recommended
Yeah.
to make sure it is stopped. And then make sure it stays stopped until they tell you, okay, move away again now.
Okay, yeah.
Not going to say, oh, it's over. They'll
Yeah.
say, I won't, thank you, I won't ask you to do that again.
Yeah.
Move away when you're ready. I'll tell you to do it soon. Stop. Stop. Good reaction, good pressure, ABS kicked in.
That is scary.
Nearly 50 miles an hour, good one. Move away when you're ready. I won't ask you to do that again. Not unless I pull you over at the side of the road. Slowing down to give the truck room. I didn't have to say anything, well done. We're on dirt at the moment. That's going to make it less grippy. So you should take that into consideration for your speed. The tyre grips tarmac, it doesn't grip mud. So you press those pedals a bit firmer. Always be able to stop within the distance you can see to be clear. And try and keep it left, but not in an unsafe way. This feels too slow. For how far you can see, 35 miles an hour, it's narrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can see no one's coming. So it doesn't matter that it's narrow. When someone's coming, then you might want to slow down. Then you might want to try and get out of the way. Try to get all your braking and gear done before the bend, because you have more grip. Because four wheels are working at steering you around the bend instead of trying to slow you down. You're not putting too much pressure on one tyre. So brake in a straight line now. It's more harder. It's more pressure on your front wheels. Now off the brake. Good. Now the wheels are more even, and now the pressure is on your left wheels as you go around that right bend. If you're braking and turning, all the pressure will be on your left front wheel. One tyre doing all the work. So try and separate your speed changes with your steering. This feels like a good speed. That feels better. You're getting up to, oh yeah, Now you're talking. Now feel it slow down. Actually feel it slow down. Pop it in the third. That feels appropriate. You seem to be slowing down fairly appropriately for when you can't see. You're not overdoing it. You just got to get up and down a bit quicker. The speed you're doing this road at, I'm confident you would get your driving licence.
Yeah.
But are you going to do that with me, Zip?
I don't know.
You are at the moment. I didn't tell you to speed up and you did. So that's progress. That's better. So I didn't say anything, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Nice. And on that gas pedal really hard. I know you can go faster than that, a lot faster. Zip it up to 70 and be a bit more left. You are a bit right. Overall today, you have been right.
Yes.
So up to 70,
Sorry.
that's the middle of your half. Up to 70, come on. Oh, we've got a bicycle. I'm going to slow you down now because I have time to say it.
Yeah.
Because I'm worried as we're passing this bus, as we pass the bus, it might move out for the bicycle.
Yeah.
Your controls now. And that would be a big hazard, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So leave room for the bus to move out. And now you can, when the white car's gone as well, now you can go faster again. Definitely walk this, please. I can't see. And that's another thing that's good about teaching my pupils to walk and jog. When there's a situation, I can just say walk or jog. Can they fit past? I think they can fit past. You don't need to worry about it. If not, you'd have to reverse very carefully.
Is it the one behind the
It's the
white
next
van?
black car now. It's a dark, not dark blue, the next actual black one.
Yeah.
I want you to reverse park behind that. On your test, it will pull you over first, but we're going to skip that and just go straight from here. And this is the thing you feel least confident with for parking, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, you started quite close to the car. I would struggle to get out of the car now.
Yeah.
But there's loads of different methods to do this. For my method, we park about the same distance you'll have in a supermarket car park.
Okay.
That's a bit less than that.
Yeah.
But it's not the end of the world. It doesn't have to be accurate, but a little bit more space would make it easier.
Yeah.
You're a good distance forwards because the back of our car is slightly further back than theirs, which is good. You do not want to be further forward than the target vehicle
Yeah.
because you'll hit them as you go back. We're good at the moment. Very slightly further back. So first step, okay. A little bit close, but still definitely doable. So what's happening there?
I'm not doing the pedals enough.
Ever so slightly slopes down towards my side this road, so the rain comes down this way. It's not a camber like that, it's a camber like that. As you've turned to the left, the wheels are pointing left, rolling down the hill, but it's ever so slightly. If you were quicker with the pedals, I don't think you need to fuss about with the handbrake. You're good enough, you just have to get on with it.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Easily good enough. Now this is a good angle. We want enough angle that we will get to the curb by the time we finish passing the target vehicle, which is less than 45 degrees if you want to get in a reasonable space. If you get much more than 45 degrees, then we reach the curb when we're still next to the car. And what looks like a very good distance from the curb, we're just about within a drain's width, and we will get closer as we take the angle off. As you can see, we're getting closer, aren't we? Are we going to make it? Stop.
No.
We are.
Okay.
You can see there's space there, can't you?
Yes.
But let's pretend we're not going to make it. Let's pretend you're going to hit that curve. You will have a tiny gap now. It's going to be small, but there's going to be a gap. You can see space there and we're nearly straight.
Yeah.
So let's say you're just about to touch the curb, but you're not sure. What can you do now?
Go forward and turn all the way left.
Yes, but the order in which you said that concerns me.
Go all the way left and then go slightly forward.
Yeah, you don't want to go forwards.
Yeah, no.
And you're dry steering, aren't you? Which means
Yeah.
you're steering without moving. What she's doing, she's letting off the brake a bit, so if the car needs to move, it will move itself. You don't want to be hard on the brake when you're steering. Okay, you're judging whether you're straight by using the mirror,
Yes.
which is fine to be fair, because we're not going much, are we? We're only going a little bit, and it's showing you. I would recommend looking forwards as well. So you've got a reference of what's going on ahead of you.
Yeah.
And that's pretty straight there, isn't it?
Yes.
So actually that was bang on, really, I think. I made you do a forward correction there.
Yeah.
So you practice it. You would have got that in one. You started a little bit close to the car, which is why I think you were finishing a bit closer to the curb than you'd normally finish.
Yeah.
And what were you going to say?
I think I did well with that, but I think there was still quite a bit of help from you.
I don't think so.
No? Oh.
I don't think so. I did not give you help.
Okay.
What help did I give you?
I don't know.
I only gave you commentary. I gave you commentary, not help.
I just feel like I can't do it on my own. I don't know.
You did it on your own, with someone commenting on your every move.
Yeah. Okay, maybe.
Someone watching you and criticising
everything.
What you're doing, and you still did it.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you how much angle to get. I didn't tell you where to stop. I didn't tell you how far back to go.
Yeah.
All I did at the end was made it even harder for you by saying, you can't finish. Let's pretend we've hit the curb.
Yeah.
Or pretend we're about to hit the curb. But usually she needs help.
Yes.
So I think you're getting it now, though.
Yeah.
It feels like, I mean, the last few you've done have been very close, and that one was really good. Start a little bit further from the car.
Yeah.
And I think you'd have that in the bag. I think I'm going to round this up here. This is going to be quite long, this video. I'm going to have to really be brutal and cut it down. Hopefully it's been helpful. Hopefully you've learned something. Have you got any questions about the driving test anymore?
I don't think so. Not at the moment.
We've got 3 lessons left now. And what do you think needs work on?
Definitely country roads. Definitely need to get my speed up a little bit more.
You were doing that though. At the end of those country roads, you were doing it. I was saying you need to do it without me saying anything.
Yeah.
And you started doing it without me saying anything. It was only at the end of it though. But that's what you need to do. So you need practice to do that.
Yeah, to carry on doing that.
Instead of dawdling.
Just make sure that I'm doing parking regularly. All 3.
She's really good at parking.
My forward bay parking's actually got better. I've done that a couple of times.
You're better at reverse parking than a lot of licence holders when it comes to car parks. I know this one was your weaker one, but that's because we practiced it less.
Yeah.
Because you have a car park at home at the end of every lesson.
Yeah.
So you've had so much practice with that.
Yeah.
But this one we've done less just because of where you live and what opportunities we've had. Anything else?
I think roundabouts I just need to be confident more that I do know what I'm doing. That even if it's a harder roundabout, it's still the same simple things, and not to get flustered by it. So I think that is my main issue, is that I get flustered when we come up to the roundabout and then I make silly errors.
That's gone off. That doesn't matter. We don't need that anymore. Have we got enough? No, we haven't. I'm going to have to turn these cameras off and then do the outro. So we were interrupted by the cameras starting to turn off.
Yes.
I'm very confident you'll pass your driving test. I think if you took your driving test now, there's more chance that you would pass than that you wouldn't pass. Bear in mind that I try to make my standard higher than what's required for the test to try and make it even more likely that you'll pass. On the country roads, to be fair, I think you are probably fast enough.
Okay.
But a bit quicker on those straights will just ensure that and make sure it's good. For your manoeuvres, I'm confident you will do well. Observations and accuracy. Yeah. And for your roundabouts, I think it's very unlikely you'll mess a roundabout up, because you rarely mess roundabouts up, and I took you to the hardest one I could find to try and make an error happen.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to see what's going to make you break. What do you need help with? And I had to go to the hardest one in the town.
Yeah.
For that to happen.
Makes me feel better, more confident.
Yeah.
I feel
you should be confident you could. But I will continue to push for a higher standard. Yeah. So the test is easier.
Yeah.
And that you pass. Any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
You've got 3 lessons to sort that out. My biggest concern of today was, for some reason, you started positioning yourself a bit right.
Yeah.
And you're doing it at high speeds. When you started going fast, you were going right. So on the dual carriageway, when we're getting up to 70 miles an hour or close to 70, you're way right of your lane there.
Yeah.
And you weren't getting it to 70, which meant we then took too long to get past that bus.
Yeah.
We didn't get past the bus.
Yeah.
Also, you're to the right when it's really narrow too. When we've had some
Yeah.
very narrow gaps, you've been to the right. So we need to look at that.
Yeah.
That's not normally the case. And who knows, next lesson, you may not be doing it anymore.
Yeah.
These weird things happen sometimes. Maybe
Yeah.
your mind's just somewhere else. Remember that left knee. Does left knee work?
Yes.
Left knee in the middle?
Yeah.
Good.
I just need to
Don't make the mistake of
think
thinking,
about it.
oh, this is narrow. I'm going to get really close to the right and hope the left is good.
Yeah.
Not good. Centre of the gap. If it's not big enough, if you're not sure if it's big enough, very slow, checking both wing mirrors.
Yeah.
Walking speed. And you're going to first gear at higher and higher speeds. I'm trying to
Yes.
nip that in the bud before it gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
It's not causing a problem at the moment, for sure. But if you keep doing that, it will. And it's not good for your gears to put it in first
Yeah.
when you're at higher speed. So if you start to get to the habit of putting it in first when you're doing 20 miles an hour, that's really bad.
Yeah.
And that's what gradually happens, I find. It's like, oh, I'm gonna need first up there. Get first. No.
Yeah.
Wait until you need first before you put it in first.
Yeah.
Second gear, fine. I need second gear up there. I'm going to get it now. Fine. But first gear is a gear you go to when you need it, not before you need it.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of this lesson then. Well, it's not. We still got some driving to do. End of the video. Now I should talk about insurance, shouldn't I?
Yes.
So if you're looking for car insurance, check out the links to Collingwood and Confused in the description. If you're learning to drive and want to insure yourself on somebody else's car, then Collingwood are there for you because you can do so without affecting the owner's policy, which takes away a stress from the owner of that car. Via the link at the moment, it's up to 35% off and a £20 Amazon gift card. If you want to insure your own car, I recommend checking out the link to confused.com. This one's good because you can fill out all your details. I really like doing this. I do this myself. And you can change your car on that quote as many times as you like. Get loads of quotes back from many insurers. Fill out one quote and then it's easy to make small changes to compare how much it costs to insure different cars and find a good price. Using the links doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel. So thank you very much. Subscribe to get my future videos. And until the next one, cheerio.